Nityai, Jaya Gaura Nityai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances, especially during the festive time of Julan Yatra. I would take this opportunity to thank the temple management, especially to express my humble gratitude for giving me an opportunity to sit on this Vyasasana and glorify one of the purest devotee in the age of hypocrisy, an Acharya in Lord Chaitanya's mission, who is none other than Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I am also humble and thankful to Her Grace Vaijanti Sakhi Mataji for giving me an opportunity to glorify Srila Prabhupada's Leelas and pastimes. We had heard from the previous classes how Srila Prabhupada had established his movement in USA and visioned to spread it all over the world. Prabhupada was not only a commander-in-chief devotee of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was also undoubtedly a visionary spiritual leader to set up the Yuga Dharma as predicted by Lord Chaitanya. We all know Srila Prabhupada had set up his voyage on the last phase of his life. Today we shall hear the 27th chapter of Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrta. This passage captures a deeply transitional and pivotal period in Srila Prabhupada's mission, particularly focusing on his health recovery, disciples' experiences, and his broader mission to publish ISKCON books and expand ISKCON during Srila Prabhupada's time in India in the year of 1967. Despite being a world-changing spiritual leader, Srila Prabhupada experienced setbacks, illness, loneliness, and being cheated by a taxi driver. Yet his resilience, spiritual focus, and humility are evident. Even in the face of 104 degree of fever and physical weakness, he was thinking how to develop his mission and extend support for his disciples. He was totally dependent on Krishna. He wrote to his disciple, "I am always thinking about your separation feelings. Please do your duty nicely and Krishna will help you in all the respects." Reflects his full reliance on Krishna's will and his consistent care for his disciples. Even while recovering, Srila Prabhupada, he encourages others, writes letters and strategies, the next step in Krishna Consciousness. His explanation to Brahmananda, Maya saw me very successful, so it was a great defeat to the activities of Maya. Reveals Prabhupada's understanding of spiritual struggle as a real war. Not metaphorical, it reminds devotees that spiritual advancement inevitably invites opposition and strength lies in surrender to Krishna. Even while Prabhupada was in capacitated, health-fragile condition, he was planning an American house in Vrindavan, Sanskrit educations and publishing projects with Macmillan. His ability to think years ahead across the continents while he is sick and in relative isolation shows his spiritual leadership and organizational genius. Despite being revered as a guru in the West, Prabhupada lived simply in India. Even in places like Vrindavan, filled with saints and devotees, his authenticity and detachment stood out to his disciples. His humility and indifference to the discomforts like flies, heat, or lack of water impressed and inspired Achyutananda and Kirtananda Swami. Encounters with the caste Goswamis and institutions like Bon Maharaja School showed Srila Prabhupada's disappointment with institutionalized and diluted spiritual practices in India. Prabhupada thought that real devotion goes beyond birth and social status, which contrasts how the traditional Indian religious societies treated his Western disciples. The visit to the Hare Krishna temple reinforced the centrality of exclusive devotion to Krishna, despite the popular worship of many deities. Achyutananda and others faced disease, discomfort, and alienation while trying to follow and assist their guru. Srila Prabhupada himself dealt with all the frustrations such as delays in printing and a suspected mail theft by an acquaintance. A major goal in Srila Prabhupada's return to India was to secure the printing of his Gita Upanishad and Srimad Bhagavatam. Despite his health and age, he showed immense determination to fulfill the objective before returning to America. His frustrations with the delays in printing and publishing was clear, viewing printed books as crucial for spreading Krishna consciousness. The emotional and spiritual bond between Srila Prabhupada and his disciples is deeply evident. Their enthusiasms and struggles showed deep dependence on his guidance, especially through letters. For some devotees, his letters were as good as his own physical presence, often arriving just when needed. He openly said that India had become foreign to him and America was now his true home, not because of the material comfort, but because his spiritual family was there. His statement encapsulates the essence of spiritual identity being rooted in relationships based on devotional service, not birthplace. As a Western devotee navigating India for the first time, Achyutananda provides a valuable insider-outsider jewel and lens. His initial confusion and eventual clarity about Indian spiritual culture are more microcosm of what ISKCON itself represented, bringing sincere devotional practice back to the world, including India. This narrative is just not about the travels and difficulties. It's about the spiritual movement and difficult is in its fragile early years. Held together by a single visionary's conviction, Srila Prabhupada's personal sacrifices, practical wisdoms, and spiritual authority shine through every single detail. His sin and spiritual authority, whether dealing with rickshaw drivers, lost money, or cynical caste priests, he remained fixed on Krishna, his message, and empowering his fledgling group of Western devotees to carry on the mission globally with everyone. With this note, I come to a conclusion of today's Prabhupada's Lilamrta and begging with folded hands for all of your blessings in my spiritual growth in Srila Prabhupada's family. I remain humble to all of you for tolerating me and seeking profusely an apology for my mistake. May Srila Prabhupada bless us all, especially during his appearance day just after a week. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Hare Krishna, Ayoshe. How are you? Fine. Okay. How are you after reading this chapter of Srila Prabhupada? You find any difference within you? Yes? So, okay, what are the points which you wanted to follow from this lesson?
Care for his disciples, just for spreading this Krishna consciousness so that I can also do it when I grow older or start doing it right now.
Very well, very nice, very nice. So when we on this class, what I noticed is that we are also coming from India to a foreign land. We live here for at least 1 year, 2 years. When we go back to India, we say that, oh, it's very bad, it's very hot, no AC here, no drink, no proper water. So many things we grumble now when we go back to our own place. But Srila Prabhupada, he went to US and then he lived and he established the movement, and then when he came back, he had got a lot of troubles here, but still he tolerated it, and he had the determination for going for the printing of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is the difference between us and then the acharyas. So when we read about these acharyas, we understand their qualities and we are trying to develop that. So it's very nice that we are every week we are having one child explaining this. So we are learning from the children that what are the qualities we need to develop within ourselves. So thank you so much. It's always very nice reading Srila Prabhupada, especially the children are reading the Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrta. It's very good. Hare Krishna. Dear Ayoshe, the holy name is so powerful that even by chanting with offense, gradually he becomes pure. Therefore, we should not give up chanting. Any circumstances, we should go on chanting Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Okay, so this is a book, Parashurama, and the book on the Parashurama. So this is a gift from the temple. All the best to you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, request Srivas Prabhuji. Hare Bol.